Hey, and welcome to Stamp with Shel. My name is Shel Anderson, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. Today, we are going to have a play with a couple of relatively new products, and we're going to make a fun fold. So if you want the tutorial here, if you can grab a screenshot. Our card base is 9.5 by 4, and we're going to score it at 5.5, 6.5, 7.5, and 8.5. The second part of that card base is 5.5 by 4, scored at 1 and 2. We're going to have two mats that are, first one is 3 1/4 by 3 3/4. The second one is 1 1/4 by 3 3/4. We have two pieces of DSP, 3 by 3.5 and 1 by 3.5. And we have a circle mat at 2 3/4 and a greeting circle at 2 1/4, and as well as a piece of basic white at 4 by 5 1/4. All right, we are using the fabulous Spotlight on Nature dies. Those are the circle dies that I chose for today. And I have chosen the lovely Garden 6x6 paper pack. This is so pretty. I'm going to take it out here and flip through it so you can have a quick peek at this beautiful paper pack. And then we have those two patterns. And then we have, look at that, isn't that pretty? Those two patterns. Then we have that gorgeous green, and the other side is the pink. I think that's Bubble Bath. Then we have ever popular black and white stripes with some flowers on a green background. And finally, we have the abstract black and white with the gorgeous big flowers. So that is that beautiful paper pack. And when I tell you that the DSP makes these cards, I'm telling you, just you can make this with any DSP, but I absolutely love this one. So that's what we're going to use. And I've got some stuff ready to go here. And we are going to score it together. So our large piece is 9.5 by 4. And we're going to score this at 5.5 and 6.5 and 7.5 and 8.5. So there's that piece of the card base. Now we have another piece that's 5.5 by 4, and we're going to score this one at 1 and 2. So there's 1 and 2. And that is our scoring. So we can get this big boy out of the way. And then I'm going to bring in my bone folder. And all of these scores are all going in the same direction. Okay, so there's our first piece, what it's going to look like. Super easy, right? And there is our second piece. All right, so this one here is just going to form. This is what we're going for, okay? So what we need to do is put adhesive on this piece here And I'm just going to put some Tombow on here. And then we are going to put that into that score line, making sure it's, oops, I got glue everywhere. Making sure it's even, and then you can just lay that down and give it a good burnish. Just like that. Okay? And when you're done, that's what we'll have. All right. Now we're going to do similar with this one. This one is going to go onto the front like so. Okay? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put adhesive on the front panel. And we're going to line this, oops, I almost put it on backwards. We're going to line this up so that this is straight and even. And once again, I'm just going to lay it flat and give it a little burnish. All right, so now the only thing we have to do is to make sure that this is going to lay flat to go in our envelope. I'm going to put the adhesive on here. And I do not know what this fold is called. If anybody knows, tell me. I do not know what it's called. And we are going to just give that a good press. Now, I see I messed up a little bit. I don't have it perfectly straight. So, we're going to just give it a little attitude adjustment. And we're just going to take off that little wee bit. I didn't get it all. And get it lined up right here. Uh-oh. There we go. I'll just grab my long snips just to make sure I got every little bit. There we go. Done. So that tells me that I didn't have one of the pieces exactly straight. So that's what you got to watch out for. And when we're done, this is what we're going for. I hope that you can see that in the camera. There's a little delay, so yeah, I think you can. All right, so now we're going to take this piece of basic white, and because this card really doesn't open, it just folds, we're going to put this on the back so that, grab that Tombow instead of this one. I like this one because it gives me a little fine line. I find my Tombow goes a little further this way. Sometimes with the bottle I can be a little, uh-oh, I didn't cut it right. This is going to be fun. That's 4. This should be 3 3/4. Ah, that's why. I told you wrong in the instructions. Normally we do 4 by 5 1/4. This time we're doing 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. So let's see if I can do this without getting glue all over everything. Maybe. No, I got it on there. We'll take care of that after the video. And we'll put some more glue on. And this is going to go on the back side so that we have a nice place. Oh boy, I got the hippie shakes today. Can you see my hand shaking? Holy! There we go. I can get it straight. So now we have a nice place to write our greeting on the back side. Now we'll work on the front side. I took the colors right out of the paper. I took the black and the Melon Mambo right out of the paper. And so I'm going to flip this over, and I think I'm going to use the green side. I'm not 100% decisive on this, so I'm just going to lay it out where the pieces go. And I think I messed up. Oh, I did. Look at that. This piece is way too narrow. I wonder how I did that. All the joys of live videos. I should have laid these out prior to. I have to recut these, so we're going to have to measure. I need 1 3/4 by 3 3/4. Let's get this right. 1 3/4 by 3 3/4. So this will be 1 1/2 by 3 1/2. Okay, 1 3/4. Good thing I have extra. Grab my paper trimmer. 1 3/4 by 3 3/4. We'll give this a dry fit to make sure it's going to fit there. Yes, it is. Okay. So now we have to bring in some more DSP because I messed that up. And if I can find it in this pack. There it is. And this needs to be 1 1/2 by 3 1/2. 1 1/2 by 3 1/2. There we go. And that can go right on there. Now, my thought is that I was going to use the green side, but I don't know if I'm going to like that or not. These are the tags for my greeting that are going to go on here. And then I had this little flower. But if I flipped this over to show the beautiful florals, I think I like that better. So it was good that I dry fit it because now I know what I want to do. So let's put these together. And if you stick around to the end of the video, I have another card already done that I want to share with you as well. All right. I'll just pop this in the center of this panel. If I can get it centered. I know it's probably hard for you to see what I'm doing in the video, but I'll bring it up close in a minute. This way. Love how this pops. And as you can see, yes, it's a fun fold, but it's very, very easy. There's not too much that I do that's difficult. If I do, I usually don't share it because it's difficult, right? All right, so we need to get a greeting on here. Let's have a look at a new stamp set. How about this one? Just put bestie. That's a fun greeting. Let's grab my stamp apparatus because I only die cut one of these, and if I mess up, I don't want to have to die cut another one. So we'll just use a stamp apparatus. And I'm just going to put this right in the middle. And I'm going to use Memento black ink. And we'll give this a couple of stamps so it's nice and dark. There we go. All right, let me clean this stamp and put it away so I don't lose that. All right. This set is one of the online exclusives that comes with the pattern die that I used earlier in the week. You can check that out in a previous video this week. I think it was Mondays. And this is the stamp set that goes with it. I love the different fonts and the greetings in there. Pattern of Friendship, and that is an online exclusive. So you're not going to find that in any catalog. And we're just going to layer up that greeting. And for the purpose of this card, normally I would use dimensionals. This time I'm not going to, because I want to keep this as flat as possible because it's pretty thick with all the different layers in it. So I'm just going to put some adhesive on the back. And I'm just going to pop this down here towards the bottom, keeping my greeting straight, which is going to give me room up here. You know, I'm going to have to use dimensionals on this. Yes, I am. Otherwise, it's going to look wonky. And we don't want a wonky looking card. All right, let's flip this over. So it's the top edge that I'm going to need dimensionals on. So we'll use these minis. See where we're going here. All right. Let me grab a pick tool to get those backers off. If you do not have this attachment, let me show you this. I'm going to flip this over. If you do not have this attachment for your pick tool, buy it. It is a godsend. I absolutely positively love it. All right. I'm bending my leaves. There we go. Get rid of those. Oops, all of them would be helpful. And now we need a little adhesive on the bottom. And then we're just going to pop this about here. Beautiful. All right, now you'll notice that I also cut this out, and I think I'm going to glue that onto the back side, just because it seems to be a big bare open space there. And yes, I just fussy cut these images right out of the paper. Might be better if I put it on this side, just like so. And that, my friends, is ready for some embellishments. Now, what do we have in here for ribbon? I have some Melon Mambo that's retired, but guess what? It's still a current color, so I am going to use it. I'm going to make a little wee bow. Get enough here. There we go. Some scissors. This is from many moons gone by. But I don't get rid of it if it's still a current color. And I like that this is a narrower ribbon, so that it's not going to overpower this small card. Now let's just cut off these tails a little bit. There we go. And we should have a little bit of bling, don't you think? Let's have a look. Something to make it sparkle. How about just plain old rhinestones? They go with everything. All right, I need some glue dots. So let's pop one on our bow. We're just gonna pop that right there. And then we're going to grab a couple of minis just to make sure that the tails stay in place. And our bow doesn't fall off. All right. There we go. Now, let's grab this pick tool and get some rhinestones on here. And we're just going to scatter 3 on the front there. All right, there is our card. And I don't know, I've seen them made this way before, and when I look at it this way, I think it's called a stepper card, but I don't know if that's true or not. So that's the back, and there's the front of that card. Now, as promised, I have another card to share with you, and this one uses the mixed media florals. Okay, and this one I don't have any ribbon or anything on, but I've got my gems out here. You'll see that I added some texture here. That's because I messed up, and I needed to cover it up. So when I mess up, I just keep on going. And I'm just going to add a little bit of bling on the front of this one, just to zhuzh that one up a little bit. And maybe we will put a bow on this one. Or maybe it doesn't need it. I think that it's fine just like that. That is our cards for today. I hope you enjoyed this. I'll pop this back on here so that you can get the correct measurements, because I did a couple of corrections because I messed up. Sorry about that. And you can take a screenshot of that, or you can check out the blog post. All right, that's it for today. Have a great day. Bye-bye.